Konnichiwa, gamers. Today is Sunday, and I have a day off from work, because, fuck work. And I'm sitting here bringing you another episode of the Gaming Roundtable. Pull up a seat, pull up a glass of beer, and today's episode is episode 5 of season 2, called SsDDestiny. Same old shit, different Destiny. I've been playing Destiny since it came out. I think I mentioned that a while back, and how I've been playing it for a fair amount, a long time. And they continuously, I just got this recent update the other day that took, a couple minutes, and then it was done, and that's grand and all, and fine. But you see, what this actual update did was it actually, once again, I think this is going on the 11th or 12th time, maybe more actually, where they have once again messed with the weapons, because they're still trying to, after 3 years, these motherfuckers are still trying to balance them, and I personally find that to be just asinine. Okay, let's just think about this for a minute. So this is not like Call of Duty or a Battlefield where you have 30 plus weapons, and there's a lot of variables involved in those weapons. You don't have just one type of shotgun. You have 5 or 6. You have several different kinds of pistols, several different kinds of rifles, several different kinds of this and several different kinds of that. And which it would, and in their defense, that's a lot to take account for. It's not like you can sit there and just balance them instantly. They have to go through, see what works, see what doesn't work, and all that good stuff. Let's talk about Destiny, and let's see let's just count the weapon types that are in this game. So let me think here. We got auto rifle, that's 1. Scout rifle, that's 2. Hand cannon is 3. Shotgun is 4. Sniper is 5. Sidearm is 6. Rocket launcher is 7. Light machine gun or machine gun is 8. Outside of the melee sword weapons, which you can classify as 9, I'm just talking about the general shooting weapons, there are only 8 fucking weapons in the game, and 3 years later, you all still can't get the balancing issues right? Are you fucking serious? You've updated it so many times based on that? That's ridiculous. I mean, you all need to get your shit together. And it pisses me off. And I'm going to tell you why it just angers me, because you all have continuously nerfed and done things that just make no sense in the grand scheme of things, because you all continuously only do this shit and nerf shit and change shit, not because you all feel like it's unbalanced. It's because the fucking Crucible players out there want to bitch and piss and moan and complain about, this weapon does this, it's not fair, this weapon does that. The YouTubers get on there constantly bitching about the weapons in fucking Destiny and this and that, and it's just absolutely, positively ridiculous. I have never seen any company, pretty much ever, literally go on their own forums, and watch YouTubers and be like, hey, they make a valid point, so we're just going to change it because people are pissed off and complaining about the various weapons in Crucible. And Crucible, to me, in Destiny, by the way, and this is my opinion, is an absolute fucking waste of time and energy to even play. Do you know why? Because the rewards you get are just basically Crucible variant reskins of weapons you can get any other day of the week in this particular game. I can get a Crucible variant of this particular pulse rifle. It might have a slightly different perk system, but it is essentially the exact same daggone thing that you can get in the environment, so it's really unimportant. And unless you just decide to say, you know what, I'm going to start at level 1 and play Crucible until I'm level 40, yeah, then maybe you might get some cool weapons and things and watch your character upgrade that way. But most people don't go on Crucible at level 1. They go on when they're at max level or nearly max level, you know? And it's not like you're getting anything. They still have the same old fucking bullshit problem of people getting better weapons who perform poorly in the Crucible versus otherwise. I'm not a Crucible player because I think it's asinine. You don't get ranks. You can't like re-level. You know, it's not like you can just prestige like you can in Call of Duty and start over, or Battlefield where you get all this incentive to actually play the game. No, Crucible, there's no incentive except to say, hey, I actually killed 12 Guardians and they only killed me twice. Yay for me. And you all bitch about this shit in the Crucible. Oh, this gun's unbalanced. It's not fair. He took the Shadow Price and killed me a bunch, and everyone's now using the fucking Shadow Price. Oh, everybody's using this weapon now. So because everyone's using this weapon, you know, it's just absolutely asinine that people actually bitch and piss and moan so much about the Crucible. Oh, yeah? Then this update comes along. This is like the 12th or 13th update, by the way. Again, I have to point this out because for some reason Bungie cannot balance 8 types of weapons in the game. Oh God, that's so hard, you know. And a lot of people say, well, it's the perk system that's broken. No, it's not. The perks are not broken. Okay, perks for, you know, the perks are there to be perks, right? People find the best weapons and they get on YouTube and they say, hey everybody, I'm an absolute beast with this weapon, and then everybody and their grandma starts using it. Well, let me tell you something about this update that really irks me. First of all, you taper down fucking sniper rifles. They don't have near the impact that they used to have. I'm sitting here playing through the story, playing the, you know, the Revive Crota Sword or whatever the hell it's called, story mode, you know, with Eris Morn, and I'm sitting there fighting as wizards, and I have this, you know, 90 damage, again, I started a new character, 90 damage freaking sniper rifle, and I was like, 1 headshot, 2 headshot, 3 headshot, 4 headshot, and then a 5th headshot, their shield finally went down. I was like, are you fucking serious? I have played that mission so many times with different characters and starting over. I mean, absolutely, positively stupid is the fact that that before, when I had sniper rifles, I could like 3-shot kill those bastards. Now you tapered those off. Or how about some of the exotics? My Invective used to shoot so fast, it'd be like shock, 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 and now it's like shock, shock. Because you all bitched about the speed at which it was firing in the Crucible. It's not fair. I don't have any defense. He shoots me with the Invective and it kills me instantly. Motherfucker, it's a shotgun. At point blank range, you would die. End of story. From 1 shot, let alone 2. Doesn't matter if it's rapid fire. You're dead in the first hit anyway. Maybe the second. Right? But you're bitching about the speed of it. And how about this? My precious and favorite gun in the whole damn game, and I'm a huge hand cannon user. Been using hand cannons forever in this damn game. My last word, you nerfed it. This exotic that took me forever to get, right? From year 1, which was an insanely impossible thing to get. And what did you do? Now it shoots slower? It shoots slower. It doesn't have the same rapid hammer thing that it does, where you can sit there and fan the hammer. It's slower. It's slower because people bitched again, not against the environment, against Crucible. Oh, it's not fair. He fans the hammer and kills me quicker. It's not fair. And all you YouTubers that bitch and piss and moan about the different weapons and how this is unfair and that's unfair. You know I'll tell you what's bullshit about what's unfair. It's the fact it's unfair to me that I work so fucking hard to get those weapons, and now they're nerfed and they're fucking useless. That's what my problem is. It's absolutely asinine that Bungie, that you all just can't get your shit together and you can't balance 8 weapons? Really? And it's just absolutely, positively just pisses me off to no end that these cool weapons that I worked really hard for, are now, to me, nowhere near as cool. They don't, I mean, to be used. I play against the environment. I do the patrols. I do the strike playlist a lot. And I need those weapons at their full power and their full potential. When I'm fighting strike bosses. You know, the Archon Priest, Valus Toraric, you know, Septix Prime, and the rest of the fucking things that you fight in this game on the strike list. And I'm garbage that, you know, 12, 13, 14 updates later, and you're still tinkering with the weapons. Now, as you can see, my character, my wizard, you know, right here, I'm using a pulse rifle instead of a hand cannon. You know why? Because your hand cannons don't have near the amount of impact they used to have. It's taking me a little bit longer to kill enemies in the environment with a hand cannon unless it's a very close headshot. So I switched to pulse rifles, because now pulse rifles, which I do happen to like to use, but I don't favor them, and you're telling me, and they're like badass now. They're like devastating. And that's taken 3 years for you all to finally fix the pulse rifles in the game. Because you just couldn't get it right for 3 years? Jesus, that just really boils my piss. And I know I'm kind of going on a rant about Destiny, but for the love of God, 8 weapons, and you can't balance them 3 years later because people in the Crucible who play that stupid fucking multiplayer have to sit there and bitch and piss and moan. People like Cacus HD. Here's a guy on a YouTube channel with a lot of subscribers. How you doing, Cacus? All you ever do is complain about the weapons in Crucible, because you are primarily a Crucible player. You actually said that in one video, and a couple videos later you said you were primarily an environmental player. Which is it? Pick one, right? And it just grinds my shit. And now these cool weapons that I have, that's in my vault, are pretty much pointless for me to use. Do you know how hard it was to get a last word year 1? An invective year 1? You had to do these stupid exotic bounties. It was really difficult because you had to do things in the Crucible to do it. And it was really, really hard. And that shotgun was rowdy. I loved it. I would rape motherfuckers in the Crucible. But now it's like, it's pointless. It's worthless. It even takes longer for the ammo to regenerate back into it because it has regenerative ammo. It's absolutely asinine. That these cool weapons I have are now pointless. My last word, my awesome hand cannon. Even some of the hand cannons take a little bit longer to reload, just a fraction of a hair of a second. But I use hand cannons so much, I noticed it right away. You even nerfed some of the auto rifles. Auto rifles are medium range rifles, like an AR. At long range, they still do damage, but it's tapered off. And you've tinkered with that so many times. You've tinkered with scout rifles. Scout rifles are single shot weapons. You know, again, medium to long range, right? Sniper rifles are long range weapons. They're support weapons. And I'm using the sniper in the game, and they're fucking terrible. They're terrible now. Because people bitched and pissed and moaned about the Crucible and the multiplayer. It's absolutely ridiculous that you all just did that. I didn't even use sidearms. God knows what you did with those. They're probably like OP as hell now, you know. Shotguns are practically pointless unless you're like right on top of a guy and shooting them. It's just ridiculous, you know. It's just ridiculous. It just really aggravates me, you know, that there's just all that you all cannot get it right. And you're only changing things based solely on the fact that people are complaining about it on YouTube and your forums because they're Crucible players. They don't like the fact that they get on there and somebody with some weapon when that's kind of OP or whatever the perk system is on it, and then everyone starts using that weapon and then they bitch. Oh, it's not fair. They're killing me. They're killing me, you know. They're just, it's not fair, Bungie. You went too far. Went too fucking far, man. You know, and it's like, it's garbage. What about me? What about other players who don't play Crucible? That worked hard for these weapons. Now we got to change our weapon loadout to find something that's going to be decent against strike bosses, raid bosses, environmental things, the go tier events that come down, like the spider tank and the patrol, or whatever you're doing. Now I've got to deal with this? Really? This is what you give me. You can't figure out your own game. 3 years later, and all you have is 8 damn weapons. And that's all you have. And you all can't fucking balance 8 weapons? Rocket launchers. It's simple. Launch a rocket. Does area of effect damage. It blows shit up. And you all have even tinkered with those. Sometimes the rockets, I think they shoot too fast, or maybe they don't do enough damage. Well, now they do too much damage because when people get the ammo and the Crucible that pops up every now and again, oh, it's not fair. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Like, just because people bitch and piss and moan on YouTube about it, I just cannot believe that you as a company listen to people like that. And you tinker and you tinker and you tinker and you tinker and you tinker, and all you're doing is fucking it up for the rest of us. I mean, it's absolutely asinine. I just cannot believe that some of these cool weapons I have are essentially obsolete now. What's the point of even having them? I should just nerf them and get an exotic shard out of them, right? Good God, it just grinds my shit. In case you're just joining me, this is Juice Man 3941. Pull up a seat around the table. How you doing, Pam? And thanks for tuning in. You know, I'm really talking about Destiny and how same old shit, different Destiny. They just continuously mess with these weapons, and you've made a lot of them obsolete to me. And I just don't want to, it's like I'm still going to play the game because it is still a fun game. The gameplay is phenomenal. And it's really fun to explore. Like, I'm on the moon, which is pretty badass. You know, it's still to me still one of the coolest things, you know. And I just don't get, though, why you all are continuously messing with the weapons like you do. And I just don't get that. And you're only doing it because people in Crucible who play Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch and Control and all the other crap, because they're bitching and pissing about certain weapons. But what you don't realize is as soon as you nerf some weapons, somebody on YouTube finds a weapon that you didn't really touch. Maybe they found you changed the perk system on it, or you did something, and then they go, hey, everybody, you should use this weapon because it's badass and I got all these kills. And then everybody in the Crucible starts using that one weapon, or that 2 or 3 of those weapons. Everybody. And then a whole bunch of other people start bitching about those weapons, and then you turn around and you nerf those weapons and then redo. It's a never-ending cycle of waste fucking management. Right? And when I mean by waste management, I mean bullshit. A big steaming pile of shit. And it's like, my weapons are obsolete. Why am and these were weapons that were really difficult to obtain in year 1, people. A little bit easier now, but still very difficult. I think I need a little drink of some beer here. Oh, that's just so much better. And it's just really bothers me. It really does. Because I just don't get that, you know? It just doesn't make any sense. 80s, magazines 30, magazines 21, switch weapons, better pulse rifle. It just doesn't make any sense. It really, really bothers me. You know, I just don't get it, you know? It's not fair to people who don't play Crucible that you took some of these weapons that they either worked hard for or got, or however they obtained them, through strikes, through raids, using 3 of coins, getting whatever you did, and totally nerfed and destroyed whatever it was that made weapon badass. Like the 4 Horseman shotgun. Yeah, that's fucking worthless now. The Invective, fucking worthless, you know. The Last Word, worthless. I have the Hawk Moon. It's probably shitty too, even though it's supposed to have a really, you know, because the thing about hand cannons is they're not going to do like crazy damage. Well, they do really good damage, but like they have the highest impact. And even though my weapons still have that high impact, unless I'm dead on headshot, and body shots and shit suck now. It's just because all you Crucible players, all you Crucible, oh, it's a freaking Crucible, you know. It's not fair. It's not fair. What about the rest of us? How's it fair to us, right? How's it fair to us? Like here's a hand cannon. I can't use it to level 17. Look at the impact, right? On the stats here. There's the rate of fire, range, stability, reload. That's about where it needs to be. But I've had the Searcher MK37, a 17th level one, and it used to have full-on impact. All the way max. You nerfed it. You dicks. Right? Let's go into my vault. Let's show you some more shit. Okay, so here's some of the exotics I have. This Last Word, right here. Look at this shit. This fucking badass fucking... This was a motherfucker to get. And I have it. But look at this shit. Look at the impact. It's been nerfed. It used to be bigger than that. Let's go over to the Hawk Moon. Another weapon. Again, this used to have maximum impact. It doesn't anymore. Because people in the Crucible bitched. You bitched about it. It's like incredible to me. My Invective, where's it at? Where's my Invective at? Let's see here. Oh, that's right. I got rid of it because it was bullshit. You know. Scout rifles. There's a No Land Beyond. You know, again, sniper rifle. It should have max range, but its impact is weak. It used to be about right here in the center. You just keep nerfing shit. What a bunch of crap. Oh my god. I mean, it just wears me out. It really does. I just don't get it. It just makes me sad. It really does. Because it shouldn't be like that. You took weapons that I loved, and you made them, and you changed them. And not because, just because people were complaining about it on the Crucible. Just because people were complaining about it in the Crucible. That was the only reason you did it. And I guarantee in about 2 months from now, people will bitch about whatever the changes are, and you'll go change them again. But you'll never get it right. Stop fucking with the weapons. You're supposed to be working on Destiny 2. Work on that. Fuck the first Destiny. It's done. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Anyway, thanks for joining the Gaming Roundtable. I know this was a little bit of a rant. It just really made me angry. And what started this rant was I was on a story mission, and I just could not believe. I was like, this, I shouldn't be dying. I died twice on a story mission. Let me tell you how many times I've ever died on a story mission before this today. None. Zero. Never. I used to play the story missions on hard just to get better experience, and I never died. But I die on this on the Solar Crota because my weapons were nerfed. You dicks. Thanks a lot. Anyway, I digress. I gotta have another sip. I'm going to leave you gamers with this. These are my final thoughts on this whole thing. And hopefully, maybe, I'll get lucky and Bungie will watch this video. They probably won't. Because see, that's what America's about, my friends. And it really is bothersome to me, gamers, that they did this. That they just totally took a game that I love and weapons I worked hard for. And I'm sure you gamers out there who play Destiny, who don't play Crucible, are going through the same thing. Wondering, what happened to my weapons? What happened to my badass legendaries? My badass exotics? Hell, even some blues that were amazing. I got an auto rifle that's $2.99 in my vault that I just won't get rid of because I've never seen a $2.99 blue weapon. Got that last year. So, I leave you with this. If you're going to play Destiny, people, I just want you to know that my heart goes out to you, because now you've got to use completely different weapon sets just to make your character effective against the environment, against strike bosses, against, raid bosses, against, just doing patrols, doing bounties, whatever you're doing. And it really sucks. Thanks, Bungie. Thank you so much for doing that. This has been the Gaming Roundtable. This is JuiceMan3941 signing off. I'll be back in a little while for a little bit more, for another delightful episode of the Gaming Roundtable. Hopefully it won't be too rant and swear word driven. And as always, gamers, good gaming.